أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا حبيبنا حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Today inshallah we will be resuming with our discussion on theology from the book of Theological Instructions by Marhum Ayatollah Misbah Yazdi. So we completed the introduction and we started with lesson 1, and today inshallah we hope to continue with our previous discourse. The point that we had left off on was we divided religion into two major components, the first of which being true and the second of which being false. Now after that distinction we move forward, and now we will speak about inshallah the division of religion itself. So it states that religion is therefore divided into two major components. The first component is the fundamental beliefs and the second component is the practical rules. So if we have a religion, we can see that any religion can be divided into two major components. One would be the fundamental beliefs. These are the things that if you do not believe in these things, you cannot be considered to be a part of that religion. And the second would be the practical rules. So the ahkam, one would say. For example, if we take Islam as the example here, we can see that the fundamental beliefs, of course, would constitute as the usul ad-din, and the practical rules, we would say, are the furu' ad-din. So prayer, fasting, hajj, all of these things are in the practical rules aspect, and belief in one God and prophets, among other things, would be considered as the fundamental beliefs. So religion is therefore divided into these two major components. We move forward with our discussion and we now start with a very important aspect of inquiry, which is worldview and ideology. It states, worldview is a series of beliefs concerning man and the universe. So when we talk about worldview, what worldview is particularly, it's a series of beliefs that are talking about man and universe. These beliefs can be very different. So there's not one certain set type of worldview. We can see there are many different types of worldview. And of course, they may be true, they may not be. However, nonetheless, they still come under the category of a worldview. Next, we have an ideology. An ideology is a series of views regarding human behavior. So ideology comes as a result of your worldview. It's an offshoot of your worldview. So depending on how you see the world, depending on how you view the world, you have a certain ideology and you act in that manner. So ideology is very much action, and worldview is, we would say, the cause and the root of those actions. That being said, we now again move forward with our discussion on worldview, and we see that there is a division again between a divine worldview and a materialistic worldview. So worldview is divided into two major categories. We have a divine worldview and we have a materialistic worldview. So as stated, if we believe in a creator and if you believe in a creator of the man and the universe, you are said to have a divine worldview. You believe in the divine and you believe in a superhuman entity, one would say. However, when you look at the other type of worldview, which is materialistic, you believe in no such beliefs. You say that whether an accident, whether through some other process, everything is entirely material, and that's how I view the world. So now you will be coming to understand how different ideologies come from different worldviews, because we have many people in the world and they all have different ideologies. Why do they have different ideologies? Why do they act in a different way? Why do they believe that the laws that they do are enforced by a particular we would say worldview? It's for this manner, because if someone views the world in a different way, their ideology is going to be different. So the first thing that we need to clarify is we need to have a uniform worldview. Once we have a uniform worldview, from then we can start to see which ideologies are matching. However, trying to rectify the ideology before the worldview is something that's illogical and something that wouldn't entirely make sense, and we're putting the cart before the horse in this instance. So the distinction in worldview is that, and we see that action itself comes from ideology, as mentioned. And I'm repeating this point because this is going to form the basis of the entirety of the book. When we talk of worldview, we see that worldview in Farsi in the book is termed as Jahan Bini. It's stated that worldview is how, out of your belief system and out of the things that you believe in, are now viewing the world. So that being said, we now move on to revealed religions and their principles. So we spoke about religions, we divided them into those that are true and consistent and consonant with reality, and those that are not. And then we also spoke about worldview, those that are divine and those that are material. Now, that being said, we go into the revealed religions and we talk about their principles. So the revealed religions have three common principles. When we talk about the religions that are revealed, they have three common principles. The first is belief in one God. They're all monotheistic. Now, when we talk about this, there would be different interpretations of this monotheism, but nonetheless, we would say that all of the revealed religions, they have the same belief, which is a belief in one God. The second is a belief in the hereafter. They don't believe that after you die, you're simply buried, and once this burial happens, that is it. No, there's a belief in the hereafter. There's a belief in a day of judgment, and there is a belief in all of the actions that would happen in this phase of life. Finally, there's a belief in the prophets. Now, of course, who those prophets are, when they came, there is going to be a difference. But what we need to understand is that all revealed religions believe in these three major principles. Belief in one God, belief in the prophets, and belief in the hereafter. So these are the common principles upon which revealed religions lie. These fundamental principles answer a particular set of fundamental questions. If you'd remember in previous discussions, we stated that our core desire is to believe, and humans by nature are very curious. So we seek to answer questions that we have about existence and reality. So questions may arise by the nature of who is the creator? What is the ultimate end? And from where do we need to seek guidance? These are natural questions that we've all faced at some point of our lives if we are serious on our pursuit on the truth. And we would see that all of us ask the questions that who is the creator? Where did we all come from? What is the ultimate end? And from where can I actually seek guidance? So now you would see the correlation between the three principles of the revealed religions and the main existential questions that an individual may ask. So belief in one God, of course, would correlate with who is the creator. Belief in the hereafter would, of course, correlate with what is the ultimate end. And belief in the prophets would correlate with from where does one seek guidance. Now, if you've been paying attention, you would now come to draw parallels between this and the Usul al-Din. We see that the Usul al-Din, of course, is divided into 5 components, but they can be distilled into 3. The first of which being Tawheed, which is, of course, belief in one God, which is, of course, asking the question, who is the creator? This now, as a subtopic, has Adala, so it still comes into Tawheed. Then we have Nubuwah, which corresponds with belief in the prophets, which of course begs the question, from where does one seek guidance, and provides an answer for that. That is answered in this instance. Imama is now a subset of Nubuwah. Then of course we move on to Qiyamah, which correlates with belief in the hereafter, and of course what is the ultimate end. Seeing this, we now come to the understanding that these 3 major questions that one would arise at intellectually and rationally would be answered by the principles of the revealed religions, and we can see that in the Usul al-Din of Islam as well. So such guidance has been revealed from where? Because rationally and intellectually we can't come to any sort of conclusion in regards to what's right and what's wrong from the source material. So if rationally I want to prove, for example, that killing is wrong, how would I be able to do this from an objective moral basis without actually drawing upon some resource beforehand? Because one individual would say rationally and intellectually I think that it's right. Another person would say rationally and intellectually I think that it's wrong. So we understand that when it comes to this basis, it would be a huge, we would say, underground of subjectivity, if we come to that conclusion. However, if we are now talking about the revealed religions, we can see that the revealed religions, of course, believe in the rational and, of course, the revelation. They believe in the material and the immaterial. So, of course, when it comes to the rational sciences, it's simply experimentation, and we are able to come to a truth. However, when it comes to the revealed sciences, this isn't a realm of experimentation. You need different tools in order to find the knowledge that we need here. And the tools that we have here, they could be described as wahi. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He brings down revelation, this revelation is brought down as wahi. And this of course is given to the prophets, and then the prophets tell us what is right and what is wrong. For example, the ahkam and the laws that we have. It would be an impossibility for us to come at them independently, because everyone would have a different moral compass and come to different conclusions. However, the fact that we have prophets and they come with revelation from a higher entity, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then they tell us what is right and what is wrong, from there we can then use our rationality and our reason to understand how we can make sure we try our best to do good in our lives, and try our best to stay away from all that is evil. So the main three fundamental beliefs may have corollaries, as I mentioned, as Tawheed has Adala, and Nabuwwah has Imama, and in other religions they may have corollaries as well. But nonetheless, this brings us to an end of lesson 1, where we have come to an understanding of what the concept of religion truly is. That religion means obedience, however, it's a pursuit of the truth. We understand that we need to apply reason, we need to contemplate, and we need to think. And once we have done this, we need to use the resources we have at our availability, which is, of course, the revelations and the sources that we have, and reason and the sources that we have for that. And once we come to a conclusion, then we can start actually delving into our pursuit of the truth from the ground up, from a rational basis. And that inquiry will, inshallah, take us from the beginning of Tawheed to the end of Qiyamah or Ma'ad. That concludes our session for today, and that brings us to the end of lesson 1. And inshallah, in the next session, we will begin with lesson 2 and the discourse that it entails. وآخر دعوانا والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوات على محمد وآله الطاهرين.